we have a last topic in this chapter, that is conversion of galvanometer, and it will not be a complete 1 hour class because this is the only last topic and we will not start the next chapter today. Okay, we'll start chapter tomorrow. So I hope it will be a class of nearly 30 to 40 minutes only. Okay, the topic is conversion of galvanometer, and first one, into ammeter. How can you convert a galvanometer into ammeter? Okay, we know that, first of all, let me tell you something about the difference between a galvanometer and a ammeter. Galvanometer is a device which is particularly used to determine the presence of current in the circuit. Okay. So galvanometer is a device which is used to detect the presence of current in a circuit. However, you can measure a small amount of current also, right? So basically it's a device to detect the presence of current. Whereas ammeter is a device which is used to measure the current. Means if suppose current, a larger current is flowing through the circuit, that also can be measured with the help of ammeter, but can't be measured, or galvanometer is unsafe to measure that current, because we already have discussed that galvanometer have some sensitive parts, okay, which can burn out, or there may be a condition that the pointer may break due to the large deflection in case of a large current. So galvanometer is not safe to is not actually a device to measure the current, right? Whereas ammeter is particularly used to measure the current. So for measurement of current we have ammeter. To galvanometer is the device which is used to detect the presence of current in the circuit. Okay. Okay. So first thing is how we will convert a galvanometer into ammeter. Okay. The process is, suppose we have a galvanometer, right, like this. Now let us suppose that Ig is the maximum current that can pass through the galvanometer safely, and let us suppose that I current is coming and we can only pass Ig through the galvanometer. Okay, so we need to make an arrangement in such a way that only Ig passes through the galvanometer and remaining part is bypassed. So what we do, we connect a shunt resistance parallel to the galvanometer in such a way that Ig passes through G and I minus Ig passes through S, and we again get I here. This arrangement, this one is called as ammeter. Okay, a small resistance called as shunt resistance is connected parallel to the galvanometer, right? And this arrangement is called as ammeter. Okay. Now, suppose we want to design the ammeter to measure 0 to I amperes. I can be anything, suppose like 3 amperes or 5 amperes. We want to design a ammeter that can measure from 0 to I amperes. Okay. Then I current is coming. Ig will pass through the galvanometer and remaining part will go through S, the shunt resistance. Now potential drop across G is equal to, since S and G both are connected between two same points, so potential difference across S is equal to potential difference across G. They are parallel, and in parallel connection potential difference is same. So it means that you can say Ig into G, V equals to IR, I into R, where G is the resistance of the galvanometer, is equal to I minus Ig into S. So from here S is equal to Ig upon I minus Ig into G. Okay. You will have to measure that what is the galvanometer what is the resistance of your galvanometer which is given to you, which you want to convert to the ammeter. So first of all you need to find the resistance of the galvanometer. Okay, then you need to find out that what is the value of this Ig, the current, the maximum current that can flow through the galvanometer safely. Then this I is up to how much value you want to measure the current which is given to you, right? Now putting all these values, you can find out that how much resistance you need to shunt the galvanometer so that it gets converted into a ammeter. Okay. Alright, so here few points you can note. First one is how much is the resistance of the ammeter. Resistance of ammeter. Now you can see here that this is a parallel combination. So 1 upon G plus 1 upon S equals to 1 upon RA. From here you can write RA equals to G into S upon G plus S. Okay. Right. This is the equivalent resistance of the ammeter. Now practically what we do, we keep this shunt resistance very small. Practically S is very small. Why we want to keep S very small? So that if S will be very large, then what will happen? Most of the current will pass through G. Okay. What we need to keep this S smaller than G. Then only the safe current only will pass through G and remaining part will pass through S. Okay. So practically what we do, we generally we have to do is S should be very small. This shunt resistance should be small and small as compared to G, the resistance of the galvanometer. Okay. An ideal ammeter, if this will be small, right? If this is small, S is small, then G is already very small. So it means that this RA should be very small. Now if your resistance of the ammeter becomes almost equals to 0, then we call it as ideal ammeter. Okay. An ideal ammeter is that in which the resistance is almost 0. Okay. Otherwise, what generally happens? Generally, RA is approximately equal to S. RA is approximately equal to the value of S. Okay. Alright, and one more thing to be noted. Since you want to measure the current, right, and the resistance is small, it is connected in the circuit. It is connected in series. Means the ammeter should be connected in series with the circuit, right? Galvanometer is formed by connecting shunt resistance in parallel to the galvanometer, but ammeter itself is connected in series with the circuit because we are using it to measure the current. Okay, so this was about the ammeter. Now another device is there which is called as voltmeter. Second is voltmeter. Okay, so what is voltmeter? Voltmeter is a device which is used to measure the potential difference between any 2 points. Okay, used to measure potential difference between 2 points. The device is called as voltmeter. Now again we have G. Now we want to convert this galvanometer to voltmeter. Now how much current can flow through G? It is Ig. The maximum safe current that can flow through the galvanometer is Ig. Now what we do here is we connect a high resistance. We connect a high resistance in series with galvanometer. Why we are connecting a high resistance why we are connecting high resistance in series with the galvanometer? It is because of the reason that so that the current passing through this galvanometer should be small, so that the potential drop created by this voltmeter should be very small, so that it can accurately measure the potential difference between the points. Okay, so this arrangement is called as voltmeter. Now what practically we do? This resistance which is connected in series with the galvanometer should be very high, so that minimum current can pass through the galvanometer. Okay, it means that suppose we want to make a voltmeter to measure 0 to V volts. Okay, suppose we want to make a voltmeter from a galvanometer that can measure from 0 to V volts. Okay, now let us suppose that here the potential difference is V. Okay, then how much will be Ig? Ig is equal to, yes, current I equals to V upon R. V is this volt potential difference and total resistance is G plus R, because they are connected in series. So the total resistance will be R plus G or G plus R, and the potential difference is V. So Ig, the current flowing through galvanometer, is V upon G plus R, or how much will be R is equal to this will be R is equal to V upon Ig minus G. V upon Ig minus G. This R plus G will go here, Ig will come in the denominator, then G will be subtracted. So V upon Ig minus G. This much ohms resistance must be connected in series. Now G is the galvanometer constant, Ig is the maximum current that can pass through the galvanometer safely, and V is the how much volt you want to measure. So keeping these values, putting these values in this formula, you can know that how much resistance is needed to be connected in series. So that much resistance when will be connected in series to the galvanometer, that galvanometer will be converted into a voltmeter that can measure up to V volts, the required voltage. Okay. Now few points, notes. What is the resistance of the voltmeter, the total voltmeter? It is equal to R plus G. The resistance of the voltmeter is R plus G. Now what R is? R is generally very high. Okay, so if R is very high, then RV will be approximately equal to R. Okay, the resistance of the voltmeter is approximately equal to that high resistance, and if this resistance becomes infinite, if the resistance of the voltmeter is infinite, we call that voltmeter as ideal voltmeter. Okay, so for an ideal voltmeter, the resistance must be infinite. For an ideal ammeter, resistance must be 0. Okay, now how this will be connected in circuit? Voltmeter is connected in parallel. Where you want to measure the particular points, where you want to measure the potential difference, those 2 points will be connected, means the voltmeter will be connected in parallel between those 2 points. Suppose here, this was your circuit like this, suppose it was like this. Okay, so I current was passing through it. You connected this in such a way that only Ig part comes here, which is very small. So almost the same current is flowing through that branch. Approximately I only is going through this branch. Suppose I minus Ig. Now, what is the why we are keeping this resistance very high? Because so that minimum current passes through it. Okay, if a large current will pass through this branch, then it will change the potential difference between the 2 points. Okay, it will change the potential difference, because there will be large potential drop. We know that potential drop equals to IR. If this I will be large, then the potential drop will be large. So that will so to get the accurate values of potential difference between these 2 points, the resistance must be high, so that minimum current passes through this branch. Okay, so this is your arrangement of voltmeter, right? So once again, how emitter is made, how we make the emitter, by connecting a small resistance in parallel with the galvanometer. How we make voltmeter? By connecting a high resistance in series with the galvanometer. Okay, how emitter will be connected in circuit? It will be connected in series. How voltmeter will be connected? It will be connected in parallel combination. Okay, ideal emitter will have zero resistance. Ideal voltmeter will have infinite resistance. Okay, resistance of the emitter is Gs upon G plus S. Resistance of the voltmeter is R plus G. And how you can obtain the formula, that how much resistance is needed to be connected? For voltmeter it is this much, and for for the emitter it was Ig upon I minus Ig into S. This was your S value into it should be G. This should be G. So the resistance to be connected in parallel to form the emitter is this much, and resistance to be connected in series to form a voltmeter is this much. This is all about the conversion of galvanometer into emitter and voltmeter.